Hey, what's up guys? Paul from Paul's Karts. Today is Friday and we're going to be doing another box opening. Had a couple more packages, valve trains, stuff like that, but those are secret builds from people that don't want me to show their stuff. So we have a box here. This is for who? This is for our man. You know who you are, our man. So this is for your build. Looks like we got a ARC rod. I'll put this box over here and then I'll come across and open up all the stuff. So ARC rod, let's see what the length is on it. So here's the ARC rod, 3.313. This is for the build that I showed the teardown of the engine that had the bad crank in it, bad rods, stuff like that. So this is going to be for that build. So there's the piston. The bearings, don't forget to put those back in the box. Let me check over this invoice, make sure we get everything in. Let me get my shelf up pen or marker, Sharpie. So we got the billet rod, put it here. Okay, so we got another package here with a lot of stuff in it. We have lash caps. We have push rods, cut to length push rods. ARC cut to length push rods, push rod. We have intake and exhaust valve. These are from ARC, these are the standard valves they sell. These are from SI Racing. They have the black night coating on them. Some people have me grind that off. They like the look of the stainless, but that coating is there for a reason. That keeps the valve temperatures down. Keep that coating on. It's a good coating. We got intake and exhaust valve. We have a guide plate here. Check that off. Guide plate. We have 2 retainers. Make sure these are the right ones for these springs. 1046, yeah, I can tell by the part number they're right. Yep, they're right. So we got red stripe springs and retainers. The red stripes are a 36-pound spring. Retainers, spring. Okay, so all of this stuff is in this bag, is accounted for on that invoice list, along with the rod. Let's see what else we got in this box. Looks like we got a piston and rings. Let's open it up, check it out, make sure we got nothing that's damaged or broken. So it looks like a standard ring pack. And should be a new stock cast piston with circlips and wrist pins. Looks like it's all here and accounted for. Piston looks like it's in good condition. So we got piston, and it comes with the rings, so piston and rings is a check. And still got a couple other items in this box here. Let's see what else we got. This is the crank. Okay, crank. Looks to be new, not used, no signs of damage on the ends, impacts, or anything like that. Everything seems to be good working order. So we got the crankshaft, and we're still looking for head gasket and side cover gasket, and there they are. Looks like an MLS. So side cover gasket 12 thousandths and MLS 27 thousandths head gasket. So R-Man, all your stuff on this is here and accounted for. The order is checked in. That came in today, Friday the 8th. So your stuff is here. We could start on that build. You did get the radius cut cylinder head for that. I'm pretty sure you wanted it ported, guides, all that good stuff. I'll start working on that build probably sometime next week, getting that moving forward for you. Alright, so we got another package here. Let's see what this is. If I had to guess at what this is, I'd say this was my dial bore gauge, but I am not positive. You know, lately I've been just, most of the time I would go down to the machine shop if I had a bore to check, but I mean, and the guy, you know, normally did it for me for nothing, but it's a hassle setting up the micrometer and figuring everything out and dialing in the dial bore indicator and stuff like that. So I just figured, hey, what the hell, let me just pick one up. Let me just make sure, yep, this is what it is. So this is the dial bore gauge that I just probably lost all the pieces to. Looks like one piece here is missing. I don't know if it just bounced out, but I don't see it. Yeah, I don't think that bounced out. It looks like there's one empty space here and one empty space here. I'll have to check to make sure. But those might be just so you can down the road, you know, add something into the kit. This is the dial bore gauge here. I'll open it up. You guys can see what a dial bore gauge is. I'll do a video. I'll mic up. So that last where I just got the piston on that build, what I'll do is mic up his block for him, just to put a video out on how to measure a piston in a block using a dial bore gauge. So there are some very small finite washer type pieces in here, kind of like segmented sizes, probably very size specific, probably something you don't want to lose. It almost looks like there's some cutouts here. You know, it says 0.12 inch, 0.08 inch, 0.04 inch, 0.02 inch. Those probably go in up there just as a way to keep them in place. This is the gauge itself. You know, it just has all of its certifications and verifications of accuracy. In the box, always good to see, especially when you buy a new product. You like to see all those checks. So this here is the dial bore gauge. I don't want to lose anything right off the bat, but this feels loose in here, which I believe it's supposed to be. I think it's just a case for it. It has a couple screws down here. What this does is this attaches here. You would take it out of this case. This attaches here to this. And then you run this down the bore of the piston. You use a micrometer, and on here you can put different size. You know what, this little pin that's right here, that actually is probably the smallest one that's missing from right there. That's probably that one right in there now. These back wheels ride on the bore itself, and this one here communicates with the gauge up top. So it uses this as the micrometer and just sends the information out through the top so you can read it. So that's a dial bore gauge. Dial bore gauges are used to judge bore straightness, bore size, and basically the roundness of bores. You can see if if a bore is, you know, heart-shaped or egg-shaped or ovaled out or hourglass-shaped. Those are what you use to basically size them. If you were going to ream or hone or, you know, resize something for, say, a billet piston, if you need a little bit more clearance, because the cast piston doesn't expand as much as a billet piston. So sometimes when you're putting a billet piston in the block, you might need to size it depending upon the piston. So that right there, forgot to put this stuff back, so let me not lose this. All right, and then last but not least, we have this big box here. This is another block. I know yesterday I just opened another block. So first of all, let me just note for the video, this box here, this box has damage in this corner, just in case there's anything wrong with this block. This box here has been broken significantly down the front. And one of the, there's a dent here on the back and some scratches down here, and one of the corners is kind of mangled in right up here. So just wanted to kind of note that stuff before I open this box, just in case there is anything wrong. I always like, another thing that's good about these box openings is that, you know, if anything is wrong, it's just some type of proof and evidence. I've also taken pictures of it. Anytime I get a box in that's damaged, I'll take pictures of it, shoot it to the customer. But this box goes to D&W. D&W, this is your block. I'm going to take this down and open it up on the floor. Some big foam type pieces inside, which don't seem like they were doing any protection for the block itself on the side. But you know, this type of mold formed stuff usually does a pretty good job of protecting the package. So I don't know how it ended up banging the side. Now, when he purchased this, he thought he was purchasing a original gx390 block. And you could just look right here, it doesn't have the stamp, you could tell by the color. So this isn't an original gx390 block. So you know, I'm probably gonna end up doing something with the guy, figure something out for him. But we got a gx390 block. This is D&W, your engine block. So that's the box opening. Got the engine block for D&W. We got, you know, R-Man. We got all your stuff. And I got this fancy dancy new dial bore gauge. So guys, hope you like this box opening. This is Paul from Paul's Karts, and until next time, have a good day.